Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Gianluca Massi speaking from Rome on the behalf of the Virtual Telescope Project. I'm finally very happy to be here live sharing with you the beauty, the wonders of our common universe. I apologize if it took some time to run this live feed after we originally scheduled it for last Saturday. But when you want to look at the stars, you always have to consider that clouds can have different ideas, and we had clouds last Saturday. We had clouds the first time we attempted to reschedule this live feed, and we had clouds also earlier tonight when we originally started our reply. But here we are now, and luckily the sky is clear, very clear. The only problem, if it is a problem at all, is that we have a very bright moon, almost full moon, and of course this will impact somewhat with our observations. But that is modern nature. We fully respect it, and we love the sky, and we love the moon, and despite this we are here to celebrate Global Astronomy Month 2021. So I'm very happy to welcome you on board on the behalf of Global Astronomy Month, Astronomers Without Borders, and I have the privilege to represent Astronomers Without Borders in Italy and of the Virtual Telescope Project, which I founded now a number of years ago in 2006. And sharing the sky via the technology has been our mission since then. And this year, as everyone is facing the very hard times due to the pandemic, the pandemic is affecting everyone and everywhere. It was very safe to limit our traditional global star party with local venues every year since Global Astronomy Month started in 2010. Just in this case, hosting this live feed just online, a virtual global star party, Star for All, as I really like to call it as well. And I'm very happy to welcome you on this live feed. Again, I repeat, to celebrate together without limitations, just going through borders, as Astronomers Without Borders does, of course, and looking up together, because the Astronomers Without Borders motto, which I really love since the very first moment, is one people, one sky, and happy to run this together. But now it is for me time to start sharing the beauty of the sky. We will see a few things. We will be moving back and forth from our Milky Way to other galaxies and coming back, and I will see in real time. I will check at that very moment what the sky has to offer, because we have to face, as I told you, a very bright moon, and it is of course asking us to do something different than 1 week ago. And I have to say that the moon, which was originally part of our journey, cannot be imaged with our telescope tonight, for one simple reason. We have a very powerful telescope gathering a lot of light with very sensitive imaging cameras, and right now the moon is so bright, because it is not far from being full, that our telescopes would be completely blinded by that very strong light. So unfortunately we cannot observe the moon tonight. But again, it was not our choice, because we organized this live feed for 1 week earlier, but as I told you, there were the clouds to decide. Anyway, let me start sharing with you the console of our system. I know that several people out there are familiar with our device, and this is simply the console, the control software of our robotic telescope. I am in Rome, by the way, right now, and I will be controlling the remote telescope, which is about 100 kilometers away from here. So technology is doing great things, because otherwise I had to be there. This is in principle what I was saying. But as I told you, thanks to the technology, we can really observe, we can really do great things, even if the telescope is far from me and I am far from you. In other words, everyone here, from the astronomer to the telescope to the viewers, are in different places, and It is amazing to me to see how technology is basically making unimportant our physical locations, because borders vanishes when we look skywards, as Global Astronomy Month repeats every year. And I have been supporting Astronomers Without Borders since it was founded, and I remember the first edition of Global Astronomy Month, it was 2010, soon after the legendary International Year of Astronomy, and how beautiful and how fast time flew after those truly amazing first steps. Anyway, as you can see here, we will be asking the telescope to point our preferred targets, and from time to time I will ask the system to capture images of galaxies, of star clusters, and so on. I'm pretty sure we will really have fun, my friends. So first of all, I want to start just observing something which is very far away. In principle, what you see here is a star chart representing the sky above our observatory in Ceccano, 100 kilometers south of Rome, at this very moment. If you look at the bottom right, you can see it is 11:07 p.m. local time. We are right now 2 hours ahead of universal time, because we are just running our daylight saving time. So just to give you an idea of our local time here, we are just not in the middle of the night, but it is the sky is quite dark, but the moon is very bright, and you can see the moon is in the center, basically called the star map in the Virgo, the maiden constellation, and being almost full, it is giving troubles, because it is like a very huge, a very very bright light, and it is giving troubles if you want to observe faint object. It's time for us to ask the telescope to point the first target. As I told you, I would like to start observing a galaxy which is significantly far away from our Milky Way. And I want to show you a very nice, I would say a legendary galaxy. I already have the name here. You just need to ask our advanced telescope which galaxy, which object you would like to observe, and it will look for it. Let's ask for Messier 51. Now you see the red circle where the galaxy is placed. While the yellow circle is where the telescope is pointing. If you see where the telescope is pointing, the yellow circle, you also see where the telescope has to go, the red circle. We just ask the telescope to slew from the yellow to the red. And once we have confirmed this, of course, we should see the red circle, the yellow circle, the actual pointing position, direction in the sky of the telescope, just moving and reaching the red position. I find this amazing every time, no matter how many times I did this, thousands of times per year, likely, but I still find this amazing. Seeing a telescope just moving, crossing the skies, and no matter the huge amount of things up there, just pointing exactly what you wanted. And once you have the target, the object there, you really don't know if something unusual will show, because while of course the universe is the same, most of the time if you observe the galaxy, you will see the same galaxy you have seen last week, last year. From time to time you can see something different, like an exploding star in that galaxy, a supernova. You can see also a crossing asteroid, an asteroid crossing that field of view. And we will observe perhaps a couple of these things later on. Anyway, the telescope has just ended its movement. You can see now that the yellow circle, actual position of the telescope in the sky, and the red circle, the object we asked it to look for, are just coincident. It just means that the telescope pointed the desired target. And now we have to put our eye into the telescope, but you are at home, I am in Rome, the telescope is far from every one of us, and the simplest way to look is to ask a very sensitive camera to take a preliminary image. And this is something I'm going to do in this very moment, just adjusting a few things, as these are very faint objects. I am working with long exposures, something that you perhaps know pretty well if you are, introduced to night photography. If you have a very faint light, you have to expose for a longer time. And look here, despite the very bright moon, almost full moon, a giant natural light in the sky, we can easily see the spiral structure of this galaxy. But to make justice, I will take a longer exposure, collecting more light and having fun with this truly beautiful object. Messier 51 is for sure one of the most famous, important, and perhaps above all, most beautiful galaxies out there. And by the way, it was in the second half of the 19th century that Lord Rosse spotted its spiral structure visually with its telescope. So it was the first spiral galaxy to be discovered. This is why I am amazed every time I see it, not only because it's amazingly beautiful, but also because it has a very special role in astronomy, in the history of astronomy. And also this image, which is collected in real time, because I asked our imaging device to capture this preliminary image just now together with you. I must say that what we are seeing here is about 23 millions of years old, because this galaxy is 23 millions of light years far away. So it took 23 millions of years to the light of that galaxy to travel from there to here. And look, friends, no matter the very bright sky, thanks to the amazing capability, of course, of our telescope. Later I will show you also the telescope, of course. We are truly having a very nice, I must say, a very rewarding image of this galaxy, Messier 51. But you can see at the very first glance that this one is not alone, because you basically have two nuclei here. Let me ask also to use a longer exposure, 2 minutes. But meantime, I will use this image to introduce better this subject. You have two galaxies. The main one, and its nucleus is in the center of the image, but you also have this other one, the companion, which is on the left, now in the center. And you can see also there is an arm going down, just like a bridge of light connecting those two entities. But this is a raw image, because of course it has not processed at all. It is just the image as shown by the telescope. But if I adjust brightness and contrast right away, you can see how the beauty of this galaxy starts to be very obvious. I'm always amazed by the glory of these galaxies. And this is a spiral galaxies, just phase on so that you can really enjoy its amazing design so well, my friends. I can observe these things every night for a lifetime, and I will be happy even after 1 million nights, very likely, my friends. I hope the same for you, of course. I'm just waiting for a longer exposure, perhaps underlining better the shape, but look at the glory. I'm sorry that we are such a strong moon, but still happy that we are observing to properly celebrate on time for Global Astronomy Month from Astronomers Without Borders. This beautiful Global Star Party online virtual edition. Just to okay, I was admiring, sorry. Okay, this is perfectly normal because the longer exposure is giving us much more light, much more brightness, so I have just to adjust in a different way. How beautiful it is, my friends. Very, very beautiful. I really hope that you are really having fun, but at the same time you are also having the experience of an astronomer under the beauty of the night sky and facing the unique beauty of the common universe we share and where we live together. Well, let's say I would like to try with another galaxy, Messier 63, hoping the moon will not affect it too much. Oh, 64, let me check. '63 is a nice choice. I fear that 764 will be too close to the position of the moon. As you can easily understand, we have to be relatively far. Okay, I can try with Messier 64 also to show you the impact in real life of the bright moon when we do real life astronomy, my friends. So the telescope is now leaving the previous position. Our host was the Canes Venatici, the hunting dogs constellation, and now we are in the hair of Queen Berenice, Coma Berenices in Latin, and let me see if we see something. I expect a very poor sight, but you know, or better, you never know. And so let me try. If we will see something, I will feel lucky. Oh, yeah, my friends, we have something, and let me try with a 60 seconds exposure. And while we wait for the longer already started image, I see that you can easily see some strange feature because you have the bright nucleus, but just on the left you have such a large darker line, and this is also very intriguing, and the nickname of this galaxy is quite opportunely the Black Eye Galaxy. It is funny to see how astronomers use these funny nicknames when traveling across space and time in universe. beautiful it is. And with it we are at about 20 millions light years from our own planet, my friends. So we are looking back in time for 20 millions years. And you can see also a very strong gradient, but still you can easily recognize the shape with the that dark, the dusty, it is the, of course, galactic dust absorbing light and creating that effect. And it is amazing to see the resulting aesthetic, which is truly amazing, my friends. How beautiful it is. How proud I am to share these things live with you, celebrating Global Astronomy Month 2021. And I want to thank my friends there for this huge effort. Visit astronomerswithoutborders.org to learn more about this amazing organization, to support them. It is truly rewarding. And also to learn more about other things scheduled for these last few days of April, which is every year Global Astronomy Month. How beautiful this is, my friends, isn't it? That said, as we were lucky, let me see if we can be lucky again with another galaxy, which is absolutely stunning to see. An old friend of mine, by the way, and we will leave the Messier catalog. Messier 64, Messier 51 are the 64th and 51st objects in the Messier catalog. Charles Messier was a French astronomer. He worked in the 18th century, and it just filled this a bit more than 100 objects catalog to be aware about their presence while he was looking for comets. Because if you look at one of these objects with the telescopes of Messier time about 3 centuries ago, you could be easily confused and you could believe you were spotting a comet because of the fuzzy, the very diffuse fuzzy light, but it was not a comet at all. It was not moving in the sky over the time as a comet does, but it was better for a comet hunter to know earlier about these false alarms, and this is why Messier did this catalog. Anyway, let's move to another catalog, NGC 4565. Let me see if this is closer to the moon or not. Perhaps it is even better, so let's go there immediately. And you will easily understand why I love this galaxy, my friends. The telescope did its job. Now asking the system to take a quick view. As you can see, it takes some seconds to our web interface to upgrade because we are connected through the internet, and it can take some time to do that. Look, my friends, like a ghost just barely showing in the night. You can easily see something strange. This is NGC 4565. This is another spiral galaxy, but this is perfectly hedge-on, so you will not see the perfect spiral design. You will see this amazing structural light with its evident dark dusty line. Let's wait for 30 seconds and you will understand why I love this object And trust me, I'm happy that we are observing this despite extremely bright sky because of the moon. At the same time, I'm checking if we have a bright asteroid just discovered to hopefully share with you, my friends. Let me check. And here we are. Look at this truly beautiful image. You can easily imagine the beauty of this gem without the interference, with no interference at all by our moon. In time, I'm just checking if we have some interesting objects to observe. As an asteroid, we'll check later anyway. Look, this is, as I told you, NGC 4565, which is an icon of the night sky. Extremely beautiful, and its distance is about 40 million light years, twice the distance of the two galaxies we observed earlier. I want to take an even longer exposure, 2 minutes, and see if we will have better signal or not. I'm also checking if we have news as for exploding stars, my friends. Let me check one thing, please. I'm checking. Perhaps I have an object to show you. Okay, I will show you something special soon after this. Anyway, let's wait for the longer exposure to hand and show to us. This is the beautiful galaxy NGC 4565, shared live via the Virtual Telescope project. Gianluca Masi is here just running this beautiful global star party to celebrate all around the planet together Global Astronomy Month 2021, organized every year by Astronomers Without Borders. It's such a big pleasure for me, really. And just waiting for 30 seconds before trying to observe a dying star in another galaxy. Let's wait. It is just downloading. I do expect widescreen as earlier because I have to... Okay, it was not that. Look how the signal is clearly better and how smoother the object is. Thank you for showing. Dear cosmic friend, NGC 4565. And now we are really ready to move to our first gift, because you can observe Messier 51, Messier 64, and this one every night, every year, I mean. But the object we are going to observe now is an exploding star, supernova, which has been discovered weeks ago. And of course, it will not be there for the eternity. Let's go to observe NGC 3147. And the galaxy we are going to observe, which is a first bonus for this edition of the Global Astronomy Month, is very far away from us, 120 millions of light years. So we are going to look back in time of 120 million years. The light we are going to see is much younger than dinosaurs when they faced their extinction 65 millions of years ago. Telescope arrived. Time for us to capture a test image Let's wait. A few seconds are nothing. Wow. Of course, you don't have the spectacular evidence of those legendary historic galaxies, but let's take a longer exposure, my friends. And I will tell you who is who. Meantime, I want to use this image to tell you something. Here we have the nucleus of this very distant galaxy I told you. This one is 120 million light years far away. And all around you see stars. The stars are part of the Milky Way. So our view is crossing such a very thick layer of space from home to that distant galaxy, and you see basically everything it is between your nose and that galaxy. So you have our stars, the very first things you see, the closer they are they're closest to you, and the galaxy which is well beyond these foreground stars. But just one star here is not part of the Milky Way. It is part of that galaxy, and that is the supernova. I'm just waiting for the new image, much better, it should be much better to show you which is the supernova. I already see the supernova here, by the way, but I want to wait for the better image, just 30 seconds away right now, my friends. How beautiful it is. Every time looking up. And it is amazing because we should control, for example, the images we grabbed of the previous galaxies, because we could have discovered a supernova. You never know. Let's wait for this new image. Many more stars. Clearly better galaxy, you see. Let's adjust a bit. Perhaps we can extract a bit evidence of its spiral structure, despite the very bright moon. Yes, we are. So friends, the supernova is the star. I am just here in the center, just to give you better evidence. Okay, you have the nucleus on the up, and just on the bottom, in the center of the image, you see a sharp dot of light. This is the supernova. Just trying to reduce the magnification, so now that you know the supernova, you can enjoy also the larger field of view. So you have the nucleus, and if you move to the bottom, you have the supernova. Here it is. How beautiful it is. You have this object now, but you will not see in eternity. And it is evolving, it is just fading. If you observe this galaxy night after night, you can easily build the so-called light curve, my friends. Waiting for a new image, as I will use these images for my own astrophysical studies, just tracking the brightness evolution of this object. And then we will move to another object, because I really don't want clouds coming back without having more objects observed. It's amazing to me. Thank you again to our cosmic friend. And let me ask our system to spot a very rich region of stars in our Milky Way, which is a globular cluster, a truly amazing, beautiful globular cluster. This one too belonging to the Messier catalog, Messier 13, my friends. Everyone out there with some experience in astronomy knows very well all the objects we observed, with the only exception, I guess, of the galaxy I just shared with you. You can see the telescope is... Oh, sorry. Let's see where Messier 13 is. In Hercules should be. Red circles, okay. Ask the telescope to move from the current position, yellow, to Messier 13, red circle. Come on, baby. And this one is just in our Milky Way. So we are coming back, but still we are going to look at 25,000 of light years far away. We are there, my friends. And let's have fun. Let's take a quick test image. Before capturing a longer exposure, making justice of the glory of this object, despite, I repeat, the extremely bright. Oh my God. Always a joy to look at this gem. Messier 13. I really hope you are finding the experience interesting. Taking a 2 minutes long exposure. Meantime, let me check if we have some bright asteroids just discovered, even if with the full moon this is not very easy to do. Let me check. Let me check. I will be happy. Perhaps I have something to try with, and we will give it a try. Okay. Later on. But let me wait for this very beautiful image of Messier 31. Coming in a handful of seconds. How rich. Look at the amazing contrast we have right now. How sharp the stars are. Very beautiful night. With the only exception of the bright moon. How sharp, how crisp the stars are. How rich the heart of the cluster, the great Hercules cluster, Messier 13 is, to the point that stars are almost kissing each other. Look. If you want to see some spectacular images of these objects, just visit our virtual telescope.au website, and you have a gallery there with different object categories, and you can really be amazed, I believe. I really do find amazing all this. It's a privilege for me to share the beauty of the cosmos with great friends like you, sharing the same love with the night sky. One people, one sky, you know. This is, my friends, Messier 31. Observe it under very poor conditions because it is with a huge moon, almost full. And we will track, by the way, the full moon, the super moon actually. Next Monday we will show live the beautiful moon rising above the legendary skyline of Rome, something we have been doing now for years. A breathtaking experience we are happy to share with people all around the planet, and that event will be part as well of Global Astronomy Month. You can visit our website to learn more. Meantime, enjoy in silence the beauty of this cosmic gem, Messier 31 Hercules constellation. And right now I have to temporarily switch off the console because I had to restart the system in order to hopefully import the asteroid elements I need to show you, to try, not sure we will succeed, to show you the near-Earth asteroid I wanted to share. we started observing very far away from our planet with galaxies. We just spotted, you know, okay, we spotted a globular cluster belonging to the Milky Way, and which is much closer, of course, than the galaxies, but still 25,000 kilometers, 20,000 light years away. And now I want to try to see if I can share with you a much closer object. Of course, the moon, which would be even closer, but you are very familiar with it. Okay, the system restarted, so sharing again with you the live console from the telescope. Now the system is seeing a dot here, and with some lucky, perhaps we can try to look and observe this object, which is moving pretty fast, by the way. This is we are trying to observe. I'm not sure we will succeed because it is relatively faint and the sky is very bright, as I repeated many times now. But I really would like to try, because this object has been discovered, has been recently discovered. I can even find more. It has been observed 5 days ago for the first time. It has been discovered 5 days ago. And it is coming relatively, if I understand, I'm sorry, GG1, here it is. Okay, the object we are trying to observe has been discovered, I apologize, April 13, and it is going to have to come at about 2 million kilometers from us, early on April 27, and it is about 100 meters large. Not sure we will succeed because, as I told you, it is not very bright, but I will try. The problem, as I told you, is the moon. So we are going to observe something. Hopefully we will see something which distance is reported in ordinary kilometers, my friends. While I used the light years earlier, keep in mind that 1 light year is just the distance covered by light in vacuum. In 1 year, it is about 10,000s of billions kilometers. Quite a lot. So if you have 10,000 billion kilometers, 1 light year, just multiply that huge number for 20 millions. Astronomical numbers, clearly. Let's hope we will see something. And in any case, I will have the opportunity to share with you something unusual, even if we will not see the asteroid. Again, I'm just trying, and so far trying, we've been lucky. But here, it is perhaps, the bet I'm doing here is perhaps the weaker, because this is very faint. But, you know, our telescope has been able to make miracles for us many times. A few seconds left. Oh, we are lucky, really lucky, my friends. Let me enlarge a bit the image. So far, you have seen crisp stars. Now you see many trails. What is happening here, my friends? It is quite easy to understand because right now we are observing a very close asteroid, okay? This object is orbiting around the sun, so it is basically moving. And being that close, its apparent motion is quite fast. And our telescope is so advanced that it can perfectly, carefully track the very special object, this asteroid in this case. And in fact, you can see here, there is a dot of light in the very center of the image, and that is the asteroid. And the telescope tracked it, so the stars of the background left a trail. This is a truly amazing object, and I'm happy that we succeeded observing it together as part of Global Star Party, which it is not happening so often to see personally such an exotic object as a near-Earth asteroid, my friends. Look at the crosshair here. The object, the asteroid, is in the upper left quarter of the central circle. And now another image is expected to come, and it will upgrade. And you will see the asteroid in the same position, very likely. But this time which much more lunar interference, but I think there are clouds as well over there, and in fact I can see clouds, my friends, right now. But lucky, very lucky, we succeeded observing this intriguing object, which is there perfectly tracked by our robotic system. And now I would like to try, let me check if we can end this 1 hour long promenade across space and time with an object which is far from being perfectly placed, but which is a classic view. I'm not sure I will succeed, my friends. Not sure, but let me try. 2-point telescope to the Ring Nebula, again part of our galaxy. We are really moving freely, without borders at all, as one would expect during Global Astronomy Month, promoted by Astronomers Without Borders, leaving our galaxy back and forth with no limitations, observing a close approaching asteroid, which was really a bonus, and now trying to observe the Ring Nebula in the Lyra constellation. I'm not sure we will see it. It is extremely low. We can have clouds in the direction, because I see on the all-sky camera I have that there are clouds in the east. But still, I'm very grateful to our sky, because we succeeded doing something incredible despite the bright moon, despite we had to reschedule this event 3 times before having the opportunity to really run it, as we did, by the way, as we are doing with you together. But here we are, my friends. Yep. Let's take an image, a longer image of this very beautiful ring of gas, giving an idea about the death of our sun, because our sun 5 billion years from now will just create a similar structure before becoming a white dwarf. It will release some amount of its gas, and it will create a ring or something like that, a so-called planetary nebula. So we can anticipate in principle what the sun will do, observing stars very similar to our sun, but which are significantly older and already facing the end of their days, my friends. This is the famous Messier 57, sorry. And I must say that we are observing under terrible conditions, but still happy that we can share this in real time live tonight to celebrate Global Astronomy Month. Astronomers Without Borders and the Virtual Telescope Project are making possible to everyone around the planet to join this global celebration without limitations, crossing borders, and staying absolutely safe as for the pandemic issue, And this is the last image, the last object we'll observe as part of this cosmic journey, which was truly rewarding, for me at least, to host and share with you, dear friends. Hey, yeah, here we are, my friends. Under less than ideal conditions, we see this beautiful ring, and we also see a central star, which is the dying star. The one ready to be now a white dwarf, exactly something the sun will do 5 billion years by now. So my friends, I hope that this experience has been rewarding for you, and it has been a pleasure for me to host this virtual star party to celebrate together Global Astronomy Month, my friends. It has really been amazing for me to be here tonight, just to make sure that everyone could enjoy for a while the peace, the beauty, and the common, meaning the common experience of the cosmic beauty we have up there. We have forgotten that there is something so beautiful up there, and if we look there more often, we will feel much better, and very likely we will also breathe that sense of community, okay? Because when you discover that other people far from you are fascinated by the same stuff you see up there, you feel those people much closer to you. And after all, let me say this at the very end, I mentioned it, that the end of the sun will happen in 5 billion years by now. I share with you also the image of a supernova exploding such a violent way in a very far away galaxy. A supernova is releasing billions of times more energy than the sun right now, for example. And those catastrophic events are just spreading the seeds of life, because they are just putting together the elements which are important to have life developing, because carbon was not created or not developed at the region of the universe. It has been created by stars. We are just, we are children coming from the stars. Amen, my friends, this is amazing. I think we are sons and daughters of the stars. We are made of star stuff, and this is for me a very precious message. Gianluca Masi Virtual Telescope Project has been proud to host this Global Star Party this year for Global Astronomy Month 2021. I want to thank all the friends at Astronomers Without Borders, in particular my dear friend Andrew, and I hope that you had fun looking up together. I suggest you to check astronomerswithoutborders.org website and learn how to support their many projects, just trying to bring astronomy in every corner of the planet, even in those corners living in critical conditions, much more critical than us. And it is amazing, and just making your soul feeling better if you can help those projects succeeding. And you can also visit the Virtual Telescope Project website at virtualtelescope.eu, and again you can support us if you like our activity, bringing the cosmos live to everyone everywhere. That's all. Gianluca Masi, Rome, Italy. I'm sending you the best wishes for great things and looking forward to look up together again via the Virtual Telescope Project. Good night, take care, keep looking up. One people, one sky.